Hey everybody, welcome back to Halo Power's YouTube channel. I'm Trevor and I'm interviewing Kevin Staigh, who is the owner of Halo Power. Hey Kevin.
How are you doing today, Trevor?
Doing awesome. A little bit colder outside.
Oh my God, it is. Yeah, it's a cold one today. I was hooking up a hot tub today, if you can imagine, a minus 22. So
Hot tub in minus 22. Well, hopefully they get that sucker filled and running quickly.
yeah, you got that right.
So they can start enjoying it. Speaking of hot tubs, that is a part of our conversation today. So load management is what we are talking about. So when you are getting an upgrade, sometimes you'll have to manage the amount of devices or electrical loads on your panel. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So Kevin, let's get started with load calculations. Where do we go? Why do people need a load calculation?
Well, you nailed it. I mean, people are adding more appliances, more devices, more things to their home. And some of these devices consume a lot of electricity, whether it's EV charging, hot tubs, air conditioning, steam showers, whatever. So in order for us to install the electrical for this new appliance, first thing I'm going to have to do is a load calculation, because so many homes in the Edmonton area, Sherwood Park area, Strathcona County, and all areas around us were constructed with a 100 amp service, because that's all we needed. Even if your home was built 5-6 years ago, good chance it's only got a 100 amp service. But as we keep adding on the hot tub that can draw anywhere between 30 amps up to 50 amps, your steam shower or air conditioner, maybe you got a big home with multiple air conditioners. You're all of these things add considerable load onto the home. Now, with a legit company like us, we always pull permits for the electrical work that we do. And when I submit a permit application into the city of Edmonton or Strathcona County for a hot tub, for example, first thing they ask me for is a load calculation. They want to know, is the existing service going to be able to handle this additional load that's being put on the home? And more often than not, when we're adding in hot tubs, multiple air conditioners, EV charging, we run into this situation where, as far as the numbers go, we're over 100 amps. So now you have to make a decision. Is it going to be an expensive service upgrade, or do we look at a load management system, energy managers? Some guys, there's one item or one particular device called a load miser that's out there. A lot of guys will refer to that. But at the end of the day, we're shedding load off of your electrical service by cutting out these devices that we've added on for a short period of time.
Okay. So let's, get into that. You mentioned that if, you're wanting to get a hot tub or another air conditioner or steam shower or something like that,
yeah,
and, it comes out that the load calculation is too high, great. Now we have to make a decision. So decision A is it possible to do an upgrade to the electrical service? Let's jump into that just briefly, and then we'll talk about the load management option.
Sure. And the thing with a service upgrade, it's all comes down to how much money do you want to spend. Depending on where you live, if you live in the city of Edmonton, you have an underground service and you want to do a 200 amp service upgrade, you better sit down when EPCOR tells you that it's going to be $25,000, maybe even more, just to bring that 200 amp line to your property line. And it doesn't include the hefty bill that's going to come from your electrical contractor to complete the rest of it. If you live in a area that is served by Fortis, Strathcona County, for example, Fortis charges you a much lower fee. They've got it figured out. They're doing some improvements to their own infrastructure, and they are sharing some of the costs. So typical charge for a 200 amp service upgrade in Sherwood Park, for example, or Strathcona County, Fortis will charge you about $5,000. So 25%, a quarter of what EPCOR is charging right now. So as you can imagine, we do a lot more service upgrades, underground service upgrades, in areas that are served by Fortis opposed to EPCOR.
All right, now let's talk about load management. So say somebody does not want to fork out $25,000 or more to, get that 200 amp service upgrade, and they want to go the load management way. let's talk about that. What is it? How does it work? And what's the steps involved?
Absolutely. So the first step is we put in our permit application describing what it is that we are connecting. And we include in the permit application that we are connecting it to an energy management system. Because as soon as that hot tub, air conditioner, steam shower, EV charger is connected to the load management system, we no longer have to include it in our load calculation. At the end of the day, it's basically a magic box with a relay in it that de-energizes the device, the non-essential load, for a set amount of time, let's say 20 minutes. And it does that by using current sensors that go around the main conductors that come into your main electrical panel, and it keeps track of how much power your home is using as a whole. And as soon as it sees that we've exceeded 80% of the capacity of your service, so if you've got 100 amp service, the energy manager is saying, hey, we're over 80 amps, time to cut out the EV charger, for example, for 20 minutes. Because there's obviously a lot going on in the house. Maybe you're cooking dinner, you're doing laundry, your hot tub is heating. Could be that it's summertime, the AC's on, and now your spouse just rolled in and plugged in the EV charger. Holy smokes, by the numbers, we're way over on that 100 amps. So the energy manager does its job. It cuts out that non-essential load, keeps your main service from overloading. At the end of the day, it's a very practical safety device, and it is a great alternative to an expensive service upgrade. So the energy manager mounts beside your electrical panel. We basically wire in that non-essential load through the energy manager, and then there's another cable that connects back to a breaker in your main electrical panel. And then our current sensors just go on the main conductors inside your electrical panel. So, 2-3 hours, you're hooked up, and you're good to go.
Nice. Okay. And so with that, what is the cost of installing one of those energy management systems?
I would say you have to budget around between $1,500 to $2,000, depending on what's going to be involved in it. We have more elaborate multi-channel energy managers, which are able to monitor more than one load. Let's say you want to put an air conditioner and your EV charger on it because you've just got way too much going on in your home on your 100 amp service. That's a little more involved, and the equipment is a lot more expensive as well. So that's going to be, well over $3,000 if you're looking into a multi-channel type unit. But a fantastic cost savings compared to what you'd spend on a service upgrade. That's for sure.
Nice. I guess another instance of requiring energy management is if you're going to put a suite in your basement,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah, basement suites.
Maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, basement suites, I've done so many load calculations for customers that want to put in a basement suite. And I'll tell you right now, if you've got, say, a 1,500 square foot home, electric stove, electric dryer on your main floor, and then you're going to put in a basement suite with an electric stove, electric clothes dryer, I'll tell you right now, without anything else, you're going to be almost at 100 amp capacity. You'd probably be 95, 96 amps on your load calculation. So you'll get by with that 100 amp service. But then what happens is they want to add air conditioning. So good chance you got away with your 100 amp service putting in a basic suite. But if you want to add anything else onto your home, that's when those energy managers come into play so that we can disconnect that non-essential load and still be able to have the house run properly, right? I mean, you could have a situation where your tenants downstairs are doing laundry, cooking dinner, and you're doing the same upstairs. Mm-hmm. And, if you were to throw an amp meter on that service, you're going to see you're probably getting right up there. You could be close to the max already.
All right, Kevin. So maybe you can break it down for us. What goes into a load calculation?
Yeah, absolutely. So a load calculation is basically by the numbers, how many watts your home will theoretically use based on the connected appliances, devices, and the square footage. Now, when I went through grades 1, 2, 3, and 4 of electrical school back in 98, when I got into the trade, we were taught how to do load calculations then. You do them every year based on what you're learning. So many electricians, once they get out of school and get their ticket, they never have to do a load calculation again. So to some guys, it's like, oh my gosh, I'd have to crack open a book or try and muddle through the code book and learn how to do it. But when you're a master electrician like myself and you're doing a lot of service upgrades or situations where people are adding more onto their home, we're doing load calculations, sometimes daily. What it is basically a list that we compile of the amount of power your home will theoretically draw. And we start by applying what's called a basic load based on the square footage of your home. So if you've got, let's say, a 1,500 square foot home, maybe your basement's 1,000 square feet. Just because I've done so many of these, I can tell you that the basic load based off your square footage is going to be about 7,000 watts. That basic load accounts for your general lighting in your home, your receptacles all throughout the home. It just gives us a number to work with for what could be used in the home at any given time. And now, you got to remember, we've been doing load calculations the same way since I got in the trade, but one big upgrade we've had to homes that are saving a lot of electricity is LED lighting. It used to be that every room had a 100-watt light bulb in it, right? Now we can have 12 lights that don't even draw 100 watts. So that basic load, you know what? We have to have something to start with, but even that number could be high. Once we take the basic load, then we have to add on for your other large appliances. So the next one is your oven. And we derate the oven. We use 12 kilowatts or 12,000 watts for an oven, and we take it at 50%. So now we're adding another 6,000 watts onto the basic load. And then we look at everything else in the home. Do you have an air conditioner? Do you have a steam shower? What other devices do you have? Maybe you got a welder in your garage, electric baseboard heating, of course, your clothes dryer. Some of these devices we take it at 100%. Other ones we derate and we take it at 25% because your clothes dryer, for example, is only going to run for an hour. But here's the bottom line. On a 100 amp service, you are allowed 24,000 watts. So when we add up the numbers on a load calculation, if you're over 24,000 watts, now you have to look at some sort of solution to give you either a larger service or do some load shedding so that you can stay under that 24,000 watt number. But that's the official form that we have to submit when we do our permits so that we can prove to the municipality that what we're installing is not going to exceed the allowed ampacity for that home, or we have a solution in place so that we can add more load onto the home.
Perfect. That's great. So there you have it, folks. We've got some more understanding and knowledge of what is required when doing a load calculation and ways around not incurring an expensive service upgrade.
That's
so
right.
Thanks so much, Kevin. We appreciate that. And if you guys are looking for a professional electrician in Sherwood Park, Sturgeon County area, look at Kevin at Halo Power.
Got it.
See you guys on the next video.
Thanks, Trevor.
You bet.